All right, we're live. Gotta actually have a timer today, which would be nice. We'll see if we can beat the 7 minutes and 15 seconds from last week. Hey, Colson. Hey, Soy Sauce Gaming and Soy Sauce Tales. We'll get started shucking oysters in a little bit here. We can take this time now to kind of do some Q&As and stuff like that too. I'm about to start doing the tin fish reviews again. I'm hopefully doing some stuff with some tin fish companies too, which would be super cool. I appreciate that. You definitely should try oysters. They're not bad at all. I would start with cooked oysters first if I were you. I want to go right to raw. I'm going to go ahead and start setting these up. Someone told me just put all the oysters I have out and then just pick as I go. Basically, pick up the ones I want to do as I go and just count as I go. Yeah, charbroiled oysters. Those things are delicious. I appreciate that, Leslie. Thank you. Sometimes I kidnap seafood from the ocean or from the bay. I don't really do it from the ocean. Hello, Jenny. These all look really good. I don't eat Louisiana oysters. Someone asked on TikTok if I've tried Louisiana oysters, and I have, but I stay away from them, especially in the summer months, because you just got warm waters plus raw oysters equals a much higher chance of Vibrio, and it's just not something I do. So I normally stay away from it. What's up, Noah? Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that. I have tried Trader Joe's tin fish. Honestly, they've been okay, but nothing great. I don't know. I get some of the hype of Trader Joe's, but some of it just seems like I don't know. It's overwhelming. There's a bunch of snack food there. That's what I feel like you're basically buying. You like stealing things from the ocean too. I agree with that, Colson. You're from Auckland, New Zealand. That's pretty cool. I got to try a rock oyster, and I got to eat a mud crab from your side of the world at some point. The ideal time to eat any oyster is really late fall. They're fattening up for the winter, and they are colder water at that point, so there's less chance of Vibrio and things like that. You're welcome, Kenny. Red Roost. Is that what I'm going to? So this upcoming Friday. So Friday I'm going and I'm doing all Eastern Shore. Waterman's and Suicide Bridge. And maybe the other one's Red Roost. I can't remember what it was. It was one of the ones that everyone was recommending. Suicide Bridge. I think it is Red Roost. That's one in Quantico, I think. I think that's where I was going to try because that's not too far. No, I've never tried Rocky Mountain oysters. What's up, Connor? That's a tough one, Isaiah. I like both. It sounds like my son. Anytime we would ask him any kind of like thing, what he likes or this, that, or the other, he would always say, I like both. So there was like a little cutout at the bottom of the screen there. And I thought it was something on my thing, but it's just at the bottom of my screen. Okay. So as more people come in, we're going to start shucking oysters. The whole goal of this stream until October, I think I'm actually going to do a stream on October 14th and then a stream right before the competition is my goal is I want to shuck oysters in under really 5 minutes. I'm saying 4 minutes because that would be amazing, but try to shuck oysters in under about 4 minutes or so, because then I could do a really good job competing at the U.S. Oyster Festival in Leonardtown. So the U.S. Oyster Festival is in Leonardtown. It's on October 18th. The amateur shucking division, which I'm going to be a part of, is I think it's at 2:00 on Saturday. And as I get more details, I'll put it in the chats and put out reels and stuff like that, so you guys can show up if you want to. But that's the whole goal, basically, is to compete in that competition in the amateur division and hopefully not embarrass myself. That's the main goal. And a lot of people have been asking, like, how do they grade you basically on the shucking? What you have to do is you have to take off the top shell, obviously, and have a clean removal from the top adductor muscle. You also have to have a clean removal of the bottom adductor muscle, which is what connects the shell, the oyster to the shell here. And then you have to make sure there's not much grit in there. I'm not worried about those things yet. It's one of those things that I'm just trying to kind of baby step over the next few weeks to get to a point that I feel more comfortable and that I feel like I can get to that. So right now, we just kind of are just trying to shuck as many or as quick as we can. 24 oysters in 7 minutes and 15 seconds was the last score. So that was the last one. So we'll see if we can beat that today. I don't really worry about mercury. Mercury is more of a product of eating bigger fish. It's part of something called bioaccumulation. Basically, the more a fish eats smaller things, the more it accumulates in its body. The record for shucking oysters is like a minute, Chuck. Minute and 48 seconds or something. I'm not beating that. And so I don't really worry too much about mercury because I don't really eat too high up the food chain. And I know it seems like I eat a lot of these, but I do spread them out over the week. I know the videos make it seem like I eat a lot more seafood than I do, but I actually eat a lot of other stuff as well. We eat a lot of chicken in our house. So, all right, just to get warmed up, I'm going to shuck one. Got to find a better place for this so it's not in the way of you guys seeing me shuck oysters. Get our glove on. My glove's getting a little stiff here. I appreciate that, Eric. It's been a fun one to make. More fun than I thought it was going to be, the crab series. It's been a good one so far. And I'm surprised so many people are interested in it. Hey, Leland, what's up, man? It's good to see you, dude. I'm really surprised so many people like to see it because it is just basically a local thing. And if you're from Maryland, you may go and check these out, but it's just nice to, show that kind of stuff to people. I don't personally have a monthly subscription anymore. When I buy my oysters, though, I do use the Real Oyster Cult, and that's where I got these ones from. I put the link I can put the link back up in my bio for people on TikTok. But if you're looking to order oysters, there is a link in the description that is my referral link that I've had out for a long time. Out of all the oyster companies that I've dealt with, when it comes to delivery of oysters to your house, by far Real Oyster Cult has been the best. And, I definitely got these oysters from them for free, but I'm not just saying that. They show up cold, they show up quick. I've never had a problem. And the one time I've heard other people having problems, they quickly refunded their money and sent them a new batch of oysters. So I definitely think as far as oyster subscription goes, if you don't mind spending a little bit more money, Real Oyster Cult is where it's at. So yeah, I will put it back in my bio. I'll put it back probably today. I normally hold off on putting that in the bio until fall time when people are actually ordering more oysters. So right around now, when people are starting to think about it again, I put it back up there. My favorite oyster, it's got to be one from up north. So these ones are Birch Point oysters. Let me look at what they are before I say the wrong thing. Yeah, Birch Point oysters from Steuben, Maine. So these are Steuben, Maine Birch Point oysters. So I'm excited to try these ones. Actually, I think I've had the actual oyster before. I'd have to look. I've tried so many. I'd have to look back and see if I've tried it before, but I'm pretty sure I had this one. All right, I'm going to do a practice one, and I'll keep answering some questions here. Soy Sauce Tails, I see you found the oyster emoji. All right. Oh yeah, these are gonna shuck nicely. I gotta get better at that. So when I shuck it, I gotta get a good kind of one shuck motion or one motion. Open it up, cut that adductor muscle, flip it off, get the knife down in there, and then it's ready to eat. And then put it over. That is a really salty oyster. It's really good, but it's really salty. That's awesome. Soft shell crabs are some of the best. And it takes like a little bit to kind of get over the fact that you're eating the crab whole. But by far, it's my favorite one to eat. I want to find a better place to put this here. It almost has to be right there. I guess it, no, because then that blocks you guys there. Back here? I should have planned this out better before, shouldn't I? Reagan's going to have to go right there. We'll make it work. I'll shuck in this area, fling him over. I'll eat what I shuck. I don't know if I'm going to eat them raw afterwards or if I'm going to shuck them in a jar again and use them in some sort of recipe. So if you're buying from Whole Foods, I would say the best time to buy is definitely in a cooler kind of month, just because it's been a cool oyster and you're a little more confident that it's been handled well. But at the same time, honestly, I would just order from Real Oyster Cult instead of going to Whole Foods. I've had so many issues at Whole Foods. If the person behind the counter doesn't know what they're doing, you're going to get some bad oysters, and you don't want bad oysters. At the very best, it's a waste of money. At the very worst, it's a trip to the toilet multiple times in the night. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started with this. And have you tried? No, those are the Florida ones too. I'm telling you, especially after the news that came out recently, I stay away from the oysters really south of the Chesapeake Bay, North Carolina and South Carolina and places like that in the winter. But the Gulf Coast and even into Florida, they kind of scare me a little bit. I would definitely eat them cooked, but raw, they kind of scare me a little bit. Yeah, the Mystic Connecticut oysters are good. Yep, I agree with that one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this kind of lined up. Give myself a little bit of room here. Make sure that still works. The Real Oyster Cult. Like I said, this is the name of them. This is who I order from. This is literally the box they came in right here. So I'll put that in my link or in my bio for those people that are on TikTok. For people that are on YouTube and Facebook on the other thing, it is already in the bio. It's there for you. It's also in the description of the video too, but I just couldn't put the link in the description of the TikTok one. All right. I'm going to get these a little bit more organized. The goal is to beat 7 minutes and 15 seconds, and then I'll probably sit down and eat a few, then put the rest in a jar, and then we will call it a night. Hopefully we don't go backwards today. The oyster knife I'm using is going to be the bent tip one. For those that were here week one, you know that I struggled with the other knife on this to be quick. This one actually is getting a little dull. So hopefully this bent tip one is what I want to use. I saw those radioactive shrimp from Walmart. I almost wanted to buy some just out of curiosity, but hey, no worries. It's Chase. It's from the Real Oyster Cult. There is a link in the bio too, and it says their name in the bio as well. So not in the bio, sorry, in the description on Facebook, and it will be in the bio on TikTok after the live ends. Okay, let's go ahead. This is going to be oyster one, right? Everything kind of facing the same way. Now, I don't have just 24 oysters over here. I think there's 28 here. So that way I can kind of feel through and pick ones that are a little easier to open. Okay. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. You got to be quick like that one. Oh, man. Timer didn't go. All right, we got to start over. All right, we're going to reset. I guess this one we get to eat. Another practice run. And go. Now it's going. That was an assist from my family out in the living room who just yelled to me that the timer wasn't going because they're watching the live too. I appreciate that, guys. 2. 3. 4. 5. Got to use my knife to flip that. 5. 6. There we go, like that. 6. These are not the prettiest, but I'm going faster than I did before. 7. 'The oysters actually look beautiful. That was 7. 8. 9. 10. We're at 1 minute and I can't tell if that's 50 or 20. 11. Gotta flip it with my knife. 12. That was a good shuck. We're at halfway there. And we're a little over 2 minutes. 13. 14. 15. Getting tired. Oh, it's got a shell in it. That's 15, right? That's 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. Ooh. And 24. That can't be right. That was 4 minutes and 30 seconds what it said, and for some reason it just cleared it on me, which sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Right? 4 minutes and 30 seconds? I get a lot. Seth MacFarlane and Norm Macdonald. I don't know if I like the Norm Macdonald one. He was a funny guy, but... I wish the time would have stayed up there. I literally, this timer came in the Amazon delivery like 30 minutes ago. I wish it would have came up there. I wish I would have known it didn't keep it. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That's not bad. So my original time was like 10 something. Minty. So you rewound the stream. It was exactly 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you. Hey, I saw Joey made, Amanda, I saw Joey made the All-Stars. I was following along on that on RJ's post. Tell him congratulations on that. Hopefully he got to be a pitcher. No, I haven't tried the Cop Island ones yet. Or Cops Island? Cops Island. I think I could. I think I could do the final scoop. Like, it's got to almost be, someone asked on Facebook, could I do like the final scoop where I pop the shell off and then right away go in and cut it? I think I definitely could do that. Now, these were quick, but it's hard to tell, but they're a little bit sloppy. There's not a whole bunch of shell, but I did puncture the stomach on some of them. And that would be some deductions, but I got them open pretty quickly. I'm impressed. I haven't been to any crab house in Ocean City yet. And unless viewers vote it as one that the viewers want me to go to, I probably won't go to Ocean City one just because it's almost 5 hours from me to go there. But it's also hard for me because I know that a lot of people eat crabs in Ocean City, and that's like their Ocean City, Maryland experience. So it's a tough one. So no, I haven't done it yet. Eastern Shore is coming up this week. And then the final video, the sixth video, is going to be crowd choice. So basically right now it looks like Mr. Bill's Terrace is in the lead. Coast is in, and Dundalk is in the lead too. And there was one, and Jimmy's Famous Seafood. Competition is October 18th in Leonardtown. And I'll put some stuff out when we get closer to that, just so people, if they want to come, they can come check it out. Hama Hama oysters are absolutely good, delicious. Yes, the best West Coast oysters there are. So I'm streaming on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. So to my right over here is the TikTok one, and to my left are you guys on Facebook and YouTube. I haven't tried a Florida blue crab yet. I'd say king crab is probably the best crab behind blue crab, I guess. I like Dungeness crab too. They just don't taste as sweet as king or blue. I don't know. I've never been to the Oysters house in Boston, so I'm not sure why they slammed the knife. Maybe just for added effect. One fish that I haven't tried yet. Actually, there's a lot of fish I haven't tried that I'm gonna hopefully be trying soon. So I don't really know. I can't really think of just one that I would want to try. Yeah, I think it's just theatrics. Turtle Ranger, why am I crazy? Snow crabs are delicious too. I got some shell on that recent one I just ate. Hey, Daniel. Good to see you on here, bud. Haven't seen you at school this year. I got to make sure I say hi next time I'm in the school. Cod liver from a tin. That is one I see Tin Fish Review, who I get accused of copying all the time. And I just got to say, I love Tin Fish Reviews. I don't feel like I'm copying them, but I guess some people really feel that. But that's one I see him eat on the regular, and he says it's really good. I just cannot bring myself to eat cod liver. I don't know why, but maybe it's delicious. Maybe I should try it. But yes, this is an R. Murphy shucking knife. So I have two varieties in my store. This is the bent tip, and it's the one I've been using a lot more in like a shucking competition. And then I think I have, and then I have the straight tip. Both of these are in my store, buythewaterstore.com. And this one I like a lot when I'm shucking slowly is what I figured out. It can make it really neat and make it really easy to kind of like get in there and shuck it. This one definitely seems to be the better of the two when it comes to speed shucking. Connor, I will take you, Colson, and Sawyer crabbing on Sunday. No hot sauce. They don't need any today. Cushy oysters are okay. They're a little bit too like cucumbery melony to me. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. No, I remember the first time that I had a West Coast oyster and first time I had a West Coast oyster, I was blown away by like how different they tasted. And still, like, it's a really dry aftertaste on a West Coast oyster. So it's a wild thing to me. Your schedule's not open. I just realized, guys, you got golf on Sunday. We can do it Saturday afternoon. Of course, Kevin, I'll acknowledge you. Thank you for being a huge fan. I really do appreciate it. I have not tried an Aussie mud crab, and there is so many people that want me to try it. And it's something that I know I want to go to Australia. I know my family wants to go out there and do some of the seafood stuff. There is one day that we'll do it. It probably won't be anytime in the near future, but hopefully one day down the road we'll be able to. I'm hoping to do some East Coast oyster and seafood tours coming up this winter too, so that would be really cool. No, people in Colorado think a good seafood meal is Rocky Mountain oysters, so I agree with you, Johnny. I don't know what the next course of action is going to be with the Crab House reviews. I don't want to be pigeonholed in just doing restaurant reviews because honestly, I'm kind of limited what I can eat in a restaurant right now because I'm gluten-free, because I'm allergic to barley and malt and all that kind of stuff. I don't eat at restaurants all that often. And so the crab thing was perfect because I know that crabs for the most part are gluten-free. So I don't know if I want to keep doing kind of the review style stuff or if I'm going to get back into like the Tin Fish series and things like that too. So we'll see how that goes. But if I do go do some crab houses in Virginia, I will check out Margie and Ray's in VA Beach, in Bob Beach. Yeah, Turtle Ranger, I agree with that. Colson and Sawyer, my son and his friend, I'm going to recruit them to go fishing and catch a whole bunch of fish. That's going to be one of the videos that comes out probably October, where we're going to catch, cook, and rate each fish. The Ogunquit lobster pound. So I've been to Ogunquit. My cousin used to live in Ogunquit who loves seafood, and I may have been to the lobster pound. Is it right there on the boardwalk? Best cream of crab is a great idea, or even just like making cream of crab from water to, soup bowl. Do it all. If only we had that much time. We still got a few more oysters over here. I thought I was only getting 30 oysters. It looks like I got around 48 or so. Maybe more than that. I've had walleye before. There's walleye in the Upper Potomac, and they're really good. I really do like walleye. So if you're going to Baltimore next week, and are you in like downtown Baltimore, I'm assuming, then Nick's Fish House you can't go wrong with. But also places like LP Steamers, I've heard is really good. I haven't been there, but if you're looking for like a classic kind of crab house feel, I would say Nick's Fish House. I really liked it there. And the service was great. We can't, AJ. We don't crab all year round. Crabbing will stop most likely mid-October, maybe a little bit earlier. So, soy sauce. Will you bring me a soy sauce tails? Will you bring me a mason jar so I can chuck these oysters in it so I don't have to eat all of them raw? I've heard really good things about LP Steamers too. So if you're going down to Baltimore, don't be afraid to check out that too. I just didn't have enough time to do it. Schultz's was really neat as well, and even a Conrad's too. But Nick's Fish House is neat. It's right on the water. It's kind of in a cool little area. It's got a nice outside deck that you can even be on if it's raining or something like that. So, Aiden Connor, what crab houses in Montgomery County should I go to? I've had a really hard time figuring out a crab house in Montgomery County to go to. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. Thank you, sir. But I couldn't figure out one that made sense. Oyster Rockefeller are delicious. I agree with that one. You did. I was that quick today. It was 4 minutes and 30 seconds for 24 oysters. So I went from 10 minutes and 45 seconds to 7 minutes and 15 seconds, and I'm down to 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So what I thought was an impossible goal of, hey, I'm going to shuck 24 oysters in under 4 minutes. I'm kind of feeling like I got a chance. I just got to get down it's got to get down the shuck and then release it and then put it over there quick. Soy sauce tails is my son. He's in the living room right now. I'm in what we call the basement. It's just basically another part of the house that has become my YouTube studio. I'm actually going to get to talk to JJ McDonald, and hopefully I'm going to have some more stuff from them coming up soon too. Some cool fish and stuff like that. He is a good son. He's a great son. Bethesda Crab House. Okay. I'm trying to think if I'm going to be able to make it over there. The next video is all Eastern Shore ones, but if I get enough kind of in that area of Montgomery County, I definitely will check it out. So oysters in a mason jar. I'm going to cook these oysters. I don't know what I'll do with them. Last time I said I was going to smoke some oysters. And what did I end up doing? I made oyster sauce with them. So maybe I'll smoke these oysters. So basically, if you put them in this mason jar, they can last multiple weeks in their liquor as long as you cook them. I know some people say you can eat shucked and jarred oysters raw afterwards. Don't trust that. You want to go ahead and cook them after you do that. And I probably will, because I still have all these left. I'll probably take these and put them on the grill or something like that. Give me some recipe ideas. What would you guys like to see me cook with the rest of these oysters and these jar oysters over the next week? And sometime next week, I'll have 2 reels out there that you guys have basically picked. Give me some recipes. Oyster Rockefeller, is that one that people want to see? I appreciate that, Paul. I recognize the name too, so yeah. I used to know, is your last name Scow? Scow? S-K-O-W? Paul, is your last name S-K-O-W, Scow? Oyster stuffing. That sounds. It's funny. My last name is Scow as well, but it's Schou, which is crazy. I don't normally come to Florida. I've been a few times, and I'm hoping to come to Florida in the next few months, maybe. I'm trying to get some people to help sponsor a trip down there and do basically like a seafood tour of Florida. So, yep. So that's what this live is about right now, Charlie C. I just shucked 24 oysters in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And I'm practicing every Tuesday at 7:15 to enter into the U.S. Oyster Festival in Leonardtown. So yes, Charlie C., I'm going to be there shucking as an amateur on Saturday. And I heard a rumor that if you do well on that Saturday, they actually let you into the professional one on Sunday. So who knows? Maybe I'll do well enough. Now I feel a little more confident that I got a chance to get into that 4 minutes, under 4 minutes. I didn't do it. I got close. The first time I ever shucked oysters on the live, it was 10 minutes. The second time I did it was 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And the third time was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I've heard really good things about Salt. Believe it or not, I've been down there a few times and did some food reviews for a different channel I have about living in Southern Maryland, because I'm a real estate agent as well. And I tried their chicken wings and their fries was what I got when I went there. I didn't even get any seafood, but they were actually really good. And I've heard great things about them. All the way from Alaska. Yeah, oyster chowder is a good thing. Yeah, I can make that too. So we'll do some Rockefeller, maybe some oyster stuffing. And I think I might do some sort of smoked oysters too. So the rules of the shuck off basically is you get to pick your 24 oysters, and you have a few extra ones too. You have to shuck the oyster by removing the top shell, severing the bottom adductor muscle, and then you have to make sure that it's clean and the oyster is kind of intact, that it's not all torn up. And you have to do that as quick as you can for all 24 oysters. Now you can get through all 24 and your time may be 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But you might have time deductions because of all the kind of mistakes you make in it. My 4 minutes and 30 seconds would not have actually been a true 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I definitely would have probably been, I think probably over like 5 minutes or so, because I did have some torn up. I did have some that had shell in it still, but I'm getting faster. So I feel like if I keep practicing, get faster to that below 4 minutes, and then start really figuring out how to make it as clean as possible for those remaining ones, I feel like we might have a good chance here. So the competition is October 18th. It's going to be in Leonardtown. That's a Saturday at 2 p.m. I think is when it's starting, the amateur one. And I'll put out more stuff. The place where I got these oysters from, a lot of people have been asking that. And again, it's Real Oyster Cult. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, there is a link in the description of Facebook and YouTube. And that's my personal affiliate link that I've had for years. I've worked with Real Oyster Cult when I had, I think, 5,000 followers, maybe less than that. And they're just awesome. But if you're on TikTok, I'll put a link in the description after we end here. I've been to VA Beach, Virginia Beach once with my family when we were down there camping. I can't remember the name. First Colony, maybe? Is that the name of the campground? We went camping down there and got. I'm glad that the stuff is making you explore it more. See you, Colson. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm going to keep practicing this week. We're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. I never thought I would say that for 24 oysters. Let's see if we can beat that next week. I'll talk to you guys later.